everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about missing the narcissist. This is a real issue that people have as they go through narcissistic abuse, as they go through the recovery from narcissistic abuse. There are times, and it happens intermittently, so you'll seem to be doing okay, and all of a sudden, you'll start missing this person. Of course, when you're missing them, you are fully aware that you're missing a fake person, a person who has abused you, a person essentially who doesn't exist. Because when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you are in a relationship with a fake person. It's an imaginary person. They are pretending to be somebody that they're not. Of course, for you, it's very real. You loved this person. You really believed you were living a life with this person. Maybe you have real children with this person. So it blows your mind when you discover that you're with a narcissist, and then you start learning about narcissism and you can't believe it. It's very real. It's very traumatic. It's very painful. It's a reality that you have to go through horrific pain in order to get through to the other side. And it's not an easy process. And of course, if you're with a narcissist, they've almost certainly isolated you, so you don't have a huge support network. And even if you do have people you can talk to, when you tell them that you're with a narcissist, almost certainly they will not understand what that means. You'll hear narcissism in the media. I hear it all the time, that certain politicians are narcissists, or celebrities or models, whoever. Some people are narcissists. But when you don't know the person, when you just hear that somebody that you don't really know is a narcissist, you just think that they're vain. That's what people think. Oh, they're a vain person. Well, vanity I could live with. Vanity you could probably live with. Somebody thinking that they're good looking would probably be annoying, but it wouldn't destroy your world. Narcissism destroys your world. Narcissism is not simply a vain person. Narcissism is somebody who believes truly that they are better than everybody else, and they feel justified to do whatever they have to do to get ahead in the world. They will step on you. They will step on their children. They'll lie to you, betray you, abuse you, and not feel guilt about it. You're living a life trying to be a good person, trying to be a good wife, a good husband. This other person is maliciously betraying you at every turn, and for a long time you don't know about it. Once you find out about it, when you recognize what's going on, you are in for the shock of your life. You cannot wrap your brain around it. You have been with a con artist. It is traumatizing. So suddenly you're trying to live your life, a new life, when you thought you were living a different life all along. How do you get over that? It's horrible. It takes time, and you really need support, and you need to take care of yourself. And at times when the stress is really severe, you get desperate and you think, maybe this person can change, because you'll hear that 99% of narcissists can't change, but you think, I could have that 1%. That 1% could be mine. You're just so desperate for the pain to end, so you end up missing the very person who has abused you. You know, it reminds me of when I was in labor with my daughter. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had this fantasy that I was going to give birth with no drugs. It was going to be a drug-free birth. It was going to be wonderful. We were going to immediately bond. I didn't want to be drugged out. I thought, this is going to be fantastic. So I was in labor. I get to the hospital. They immediately wanted to give me an epidural. And I said, no, I'm going to go pain-free. And they're like, I'm going to go drug-free. And they're like, okay. So I was there for a half an hour, and then I begged for an epidural. So it seemed like it took forever for the anesthesiologist to come in and give me the epidural. It probably took about 5 minutes. But at that point, I was dying of pain. I just wanted the relief. And when the man came in, he said, all right, this will take away 90% of the pain. And at the time, I thought, only 90%? Oh my gosh, that is not even close to enough. So I was going to go in with no drugs. Then I was given drugs, and 90% pain relief wasn't enough. That's like going through narcissistic abuse. You go through these stages when you are so desperate for the pain to end because it is horrendous. It encompasses every part of you. You feel like you can't even move. It's like you're just enveloped in this quicksand up to your neck and you're desperate to get out. You would do anything. That's when you start to miss the person, when you think maybe things can work out. After all, you've seen them be amazing. And you, of course, in the most painful times, you're thinking of the good moments. You're not thinking of the times they betrayed you, the times they lied to you, when they've hurt you, when they gave you silent treatment. You're not thinking of that. You're thinking about that great time when you're on vacation, or when they proposed to you, or that awesome dinner you had your last anniversary. Those are the things you think of. That's what people do. It's like if somebody dies, when somebody dies, everybody's always fantastic. You don't hear people say, or not usually, oh yeah, they were a real jerk, I'm not going to bother going to the funeral. Oh yeah, they were such a great person. Everybody's a saint when they're dead. And another thing, when people die, you know how it is when somebody you miss dies, somebody that you loved. You think to yourself, I would give anything to have an afternoon with them, an hour with them, to just see them one more time. And you really would. If somebody said to you, they were able to say, all right, give me all your money and you get to have 5 hours with this person who died, people would do it because you miss this person so desperately. You would give anything just to be back with them. You're just so desperate. That's what happens with narcissism. You're so desperate because you're in so much pain. You just want this pain to end. And narcissists can trick you, and especially if they're hoovering you, if they're trying to come back to you and you're in pain and they're offering you the world, you're going to be tempted. The reality is that being back with a narcissist would be like somebody who is recovering from drug or alcohol addiction. So imagine if you were an alcoholic and you had somehow gotten through 2 months. So you're 2 months sober. You've gotten through 2 long months. You've done this. You're on the road to recovery. You're getting there. You're doing it. Then your child's wedding is coming up and you're saying to yourself, you know what? I want to have a toast. I deserve to have a toast. I can have a toast. I can have 1 glass of champagne. It's fine. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to become an alcoholic again. I've already gone through 2 months. I'm sober. I'm doing fantastic. Then you go to the wedding, you have that 1 drink, and then you think, well, I can drink next weekend too. You know what? Now, next thing you know, you're drinking every night, and now you're back to exactly how you were, and you have to start all over again. That is what is going to happen if you get back with a narcissist. If you missing the narcissist has gotten you to the point where you are so desperate for the pain to end that you give them another chance. You believe them. You think, all right, this time it's going to be different. I'm going to have that 1%, the 1% of narcissist who's changed. He's telling me this. He's telling me that he's willing to go to therapy. He's being so kind. A narcissist, somebody who is truly a narcissist, cannot change ever. It can never happen. They're truly ill. They can be con artists, though. They're good actors. This is part of the whole problem. They can be good actors, and you're in so much pain, and you're a genuine person. So you believe that other people can be genuine too, that other people are genuine. Maybe this person tells you they had a bad childhood, or maybe they're an alcoholic, like my husband. He's like, well, I'm getting better now, so now I'm trying to change my whole life. If they are truly a narcissist, they can never change. One thing that has helped me is to think about what I would want for my own children. So think about your children. What type of relationship would you want them to be in? Would you want them to be in a relationship with somebody? Would you want them to give somebody another chance? And it's probably not the second chance either. It's probably like the 100th chance you've given them to change, to be the person they say they're going to be, only to have them fail time and time again. Would that be okay with you if this was your child? Because when I think of my children, there's no way I would want them with somebody like their father, ever. Somebody that has caused them anguish, me anguish, caused our family so much pain. I wouldn't want them to do that. I'd want them to have the self-respect to be with somebody who can give them what they can offer. Because sometimes it'll blow your mind. Parts of the recovery, at some points, you will recognize all that you have done for the narcissist, and you will think to yourself, I wish I had somebody like me. And I know that sounds vain. I'm not trying to say that I'm this perfect person or that you're this perfect person. But the reality is, narcissists choose people that love deeply, that give their all. I mean, really, The things I think back to that I've done for my husband, things I've forgiven him for, never in a million years, ever. There's no way if the relationship was reversed and I had done the things that he has done, there's no way he would forgive me. There's no way he would have even given me a second chance. If I had maxed out credit cards one time, that's it. If I had been a crazy alcoholic driving drunk with the kids, he would never have forgiven me. There would be no relationship. But it's always different. They choose people, narcissists choose people that really forgive, that love deeply. This is why we miss them. And especially during times of stress, you think, oh, geez, if only I had this person, if they were at, how I've seen them be so wonderful, they could really help me now. I'm scared. I've been missing my husband this week. The reason for this is I'm having trouble with the house. I'm having an issue with the house. I'm having a repairman come over today and I'm stressed out about it. I'm scared and I'm alone. I don't have anybody to turn to. And I think my husband used to take care of these things. He used to do this. And of course, if I'm realistic about it, he would take care of it by charging stuff on credit cards, telling me he was using money from the checking account, but really charging up credit cards. So it wasn't like he was really ever taking care of things. But I miss having somebody there. I miss a partner. But just having a body next to me isn't the same as having a partner. So I have to go through everything by myself. And it's scary. It's traumatizing. I don't like it. I was in a relationship with somebody for 20 years. I thought that we had a relationship. So in times of stress, I want that back. I'm scared. I get afraid. People always tell me that I'm strong. Oh, you're so strong. You're so strong. I'm not strong. I have to move forward. I don't have a choice. A narcissist will just lay down and just die and just let you deal with everything. I don't have that luxury. I wouldn't want to be that type of person. I have to raise 2 kids all by myself. I have to be strong. I have to get things done. I have to take care of things. I don't have any other choice. So it's not so much strong as it being necessary. I don't have a choice. This is what I have in life. I'm hoping to have something better than this, but right now, this is my lot in life, and that's part of the recovery from narcissistic abuse. You really feel that pain, you feel that fear, and at times, whether you're afraid and desperate and you want this person back, or you're around other people that are in relationships and you want a relationship too, and here's this person that you were already in a relationship with offering you everything you want, you get tempted. But if I go back to when I had my daughter, during the labor, I was in labor for 40 hours. I was pushing for 3.5 hours. At that point, I was so done. I couldn't even speak. I did not have the strength to speak. So at one point towards the end, I thought to myself, I just want her cut out of me. I don't care what the recovery is. I want them to just wheel me into an operating room and take her out. I can't have any more children. I'm just going to have the one child. I thought I wanted to have more, but I just want one child. This is all I can handle. Of course, I gave birth to her. Everything was great. I forgot about the pain. I went on to have another child. That is you with narcissism. You can get through this. We have to remind ourselves who the narcissist really is. This is somebody who is a con artist, somebody who is severely mentally ill, somebody who has lied to us repeatedly, has betrayed us, who has caused us excruciating agony, has abandoned their families, has put us in financial destitution, financial debt, who has done anything they want without giving one care to you, to your children. This is the person that we're missing. We have to keep perspective. It's so difficult, but we have to keep moving forward because we really don't have a choice. That's the thing. It's like, what can you do? You're not going to just lay down and just die and let life roll over you. That's what a narcissist does. That is not what people who recover do. That is not what strong people do. And we have to be strong even when we don't feel this way. There is a tomorrow. There is a future. If you have breath in your body, you can fight on. You have to do it for you, for your children, for your future. You're never going to regret fighting. You're never going to regret moving forward. You will regret going back to the narcissist. You will regret just letting life control you. It's horrible. It just is terrible. But when you miss the narcissist, keep perspective. Going back to the narcissist is only going to backtrack you. You're going to be doing this again. And if you think about it, imagine if you went back to the narcissist, you missed them so much that you took them back. Then you already had this recovery. You already had this time of recovery, however long it is. Even if it's one day, you're a day closer than you would be if you go back to the narcissist. Me, I've been separated from my husband for a year, and I still sometimes miss him when I'm afraid, when I'm desperate, when I just want this pain to go away because it just seems like it drags on and on and on. But I'm a year closer than I would be if I took him back. This is how we have to think. There will be the breakthrough. There was that day when we realized that we were with a narcissist. There was that horrible day when the truth hit us right across the face. There will also be the day when we wake up, when we recognize, I feel better today. Maybe you'll get into a new relationship, a relationship with somebody like you, somebody that can love you the way that you are able to love. So please hold on. So many people go through this. I know you probably don't know people who go through this, but there are people. I'm a real person. There are so many people. Read the comments. Other people go through this too, and they survive. So can we. Just hold on. Thank you for watching this video. I'm very grateful to everybody who watches my videos. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you in the next video on Monday. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend.